Thank you for joining us. It is another CBSI Hot 10. I appreciate everybody hanging out. We've got almost 40 live right now in the show. 30 live. It is the Hot 10 for May 20th, 2022. And we've got a special show with a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Longshort has decided to join us for the show, which is pretty fucking awesome. How you doing, brother?
All right, thanks for having me on, guys. I am honored to be part of the show. I'm probably the biggest fan, and to be part of the Almost 10, super psyched about that. So thank you so much.
Yeah. And of course, the one and only Ben Stein. Ben, what's going on, brother?
Then what's up, everybody?
And finally, popcorn culture himself. What up, Dollar?
What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, I can't wait for this show. It's going to be a good one.
Well, we have a lot of fun things to talk about. One thing that's really fun to talk about is we are giving away this right here, an amazing book from care of Jesse James Comics. This is Rise Sisters Keepers from Double Take, and it is a 1 in 500, I believe, Jeff DeCall variant, or Jeff DeCall cover. I apologize. So only 500 of these made, and I guess you can only get issue 5 in this. They didn't print it as a floppy. So pretty cool book we're going to give away, care of Jesse James Comics. And speaking of Jesse James Comics, he is live right now. Look at him slinging away on Binge Bar, Comic Book Shopping Network. Let me give you guys a quick link into Jesse's group on the... Here we go. He is selling a ton of books every day. He recently had a crazy new collection come in called the Lakeside Collection, is what he's calling it. 39 long boxes. And I filmed 3 videos yesterday at his shop going through the first 5 long boxes. And I'll just say this, in the first long box, we found first appearance of Black Panther and first Silver Surfer. And then in the second long box, I found the 2 cleanest copies I've ever seen of first appearance of Deathstroke, Freudian slip, and first appearance of Gambit. Perfect. This guy was like a speculator in the 90s. He would buy nothing but number 1s and 50th and 100s. He had a couple series that he followed, but like he would buy triplets. He bought like 12 copies of Eternals 1. Crazy stuff. Check it out over at the Binge Bar Comic Book Shopping Network. Thank you, Jesse, for giving us this book to give away. Make sure you guys go check it out. Let's get into the list. All right. So for those of you guys that do not know, the list is created by the one and only Ben S. Every Friday, he puts it up on comicbookinvest.com. It's where you can find the list, and as well as some great other articles that they do. Basically, it's Wizard Magazine for this generation. That's the best way to put it. But go check it out over there. He puts the main list up there, but you can only find this next list here on this channel, House of Stein. This is the Almost 10, the books that maybe just barely didn't make it, or some sales, or some books that, jumped in our minds and we want to talk about this week. So here we go, the Almost 10. It's a crazy list this week. Number 13. I had to put this one on here, okay? Just because of where we're going in the future, one of the coolest books that I think this might be one of the rarest books out there, period. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, number 5, the recalled Marvel Douche advertisement issue. So if you guys don't know about this issue, at this period in time, Alan Moore was pretty pissed off about DC and Marvel Comics and the big 2. And over at America's Best Comics, he decided to do a advertisement in his own book showing a Victorian era ad that said Marvel Douche. It's every woman, Marvel whirling spray syringe. And it's there you go. I said it best. And only 100. They think maybe 100 copies got through. Shout out to one of the greatest websites of all time, Recalled Comics. One of those websites that probably caught a lot of us and got us into this hobby and looking for some of these rare ghosts. But pretty cool story. I'll link it in the description afterwards. He actually America's I forget who the main publisher guy was over there. Who was it at the time? Let's see here. Anyways, they decided to recall it, and only 100 copies, about 100 copies got sent overseas. And yeah, that's why we see them. That's why we get the rare recalled edition. And it is a grail for myself, probably a grail for a couple other people on this panel. Really cool stuff. What do you guys think about this book?
Dope.
Yeah, man.
A little bit of history right there.
Yeah. Phil from Vintage Comics and Toys wrote a cool little article about recalled comics also on CBSI on Comic Book Invest. Go check it out. He did a nice little write-up on it. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Love the fact that Alan Moore just decided, he just said, fuck it, I don't care. Let's just rock with it.
Man, Alan Moore is, as the years go on, I appreciate the guy more and more. I mean, he may have gone off the deep end recently, but his early stuff was untouchable.
Yeah. So it's inside the book, I believe, right? Is it inside the book or is it in the back cover? That's one thing I've always wondered, and I've never been able to find out whether it's like an ad page on inside the book or on the back cover. Chat, let us know if you know about this book. All right. 74 live. Hit that thumbs up button, you guys. We got a giveaway. We're going to give away at some point during the night, so make sure you're active in the chat. Next on the list, Dr. Aphra, number 20. Is this a new book?
Yeah, because it's part of that Crimson Reign, so it's definitely this year. I don't know if it was.
I think it dropped this week, right?
Yeah.
Did it drop? Is it brand new this week?
I believe so.
I didn't order it, but I saw it when I was grabbing the books that I didn't order from my comic shop. I think I saw it. Yeah,
it's a cool cover. I can't really tell what's going on, but it looks cool.
What's it selling for in the secondary?
It's like 10 to 15. This got a first appearance in it or something.
Yes,
the Star Wars stuff is
yeah, me too.
Is way out there for me.
Yeah,
Jim Comics has been good on it. Sorry, Brian.
No, you're good, brother. Yeah, that's why we rely on people like Jim Comics and our Star Wars fans out there. There's JJ. What's going on here? We got a first appearance in here. Let us know, brother. Speaking of Star Wars Celebration next week. So big weekend.
Yeah, so this one I would say that, I mean, if it does have a first appearance, there's no reason, if you see it on the shelf, you might as well just pick it up for cover price and throw it in a box, because Star Wars stuff, it always comes back around. So
yeah, one of the few places where you can spec on villains.
Yes,
and it's one of the few I guess you could say media content that they could actually build off it, flash forward or flash back, prequel, or with Star Wars. So
just hype. Dr. Aphra transforms. She transforms into a dark side character.
Megatron.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I got that.
Yeah. All right. What's it selling for on the secondary?
10 to 15.
All right. Next, we've got a beautiful Adam Hughes variant, one of the better Adam Hughes variants, and that's saying a lot because he's been on fire lately. And this isn't an Adam Hughes variant I would expect to be like going crazy about, but there's something about this that is just really, really good. This reminds me of, like, I know some people don't like it, but the Gwen Stacy variant he did, very simple. Doesn't have a bunch of cleavage or somebody's ass sticking out. It's just very simple, cool, kind of toned down image, and that's what I like about this one.
Yeah, no, the light is really good, and the colors, right? I mean, you've got like pastels, the blue, the pinks, the yellows. Yeah, there's something about this that is just really eye catching, and you don't necessarily think Hughes when you just look at it initially. I don't think.
I agree.
Yeah, this is the series Alice Ever After that also had that J. Scott Campbell variant that was a little bit off the norm that he did over there.
The Virgin. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So, and the A cover looked really good too. I think this is probably going to be a good series. I'd love to know if anybody is reading this and what they think about it. Leave a comment in the descriptions. In the YouTube channel below.
I have to add on to Bryan, though. He did make a good point. Hugh has been on a roll until that recent cover of the Chewbacca Han Solo. I think it's issue 2. Oh, he really shit the bed on that one. No offense, Adam. Big fan.
Nobody bats 1,000. Nobody bats 1,000.
What is this going for?
This is a 1 in 25. It's selling for like 40, so it is
Wow.
above. Yeah, it's not doing bad. I don't know whether or not this is a Boom title, right?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not a huge print run either.
Well,
right?
Boom's got
point.
that really generous return policy. So
Oh, yeah.
if you want a bunch of these, you can just order a bunch and then just return every regular issue that you didn't sell.
Yeah.
Was that on all of them, though, Ben? I thought that was just on particular ones.
To be honest, I mean, obviously, I don't order any new books, so I don't want to swear to it or anything like that. I just kind of going off what I hear retailers and stuff say that their return policy is. Like, how do they make money if they just or allow all those returns?
Yeah.
But,
all right, hold on. Let me change something here. I'm bringing up the dreaded Nightbot. Let's see if we can bring that guy up here. If he'll let me sign in to get this giveaway. I'll do it here in a little bit. All right, we'll keep an eye on this book throughout the couple weeks. See what it does. For $40, it might be a really good buy-in, though.
Yeah, I mean, the Campbell for the number 1 is pretty cheap, right? The 1 in 25 or the 1 in 50, whatever it is, it's pretty cheap. So
I think that Virgin, there may have been a few, but I think the Virgin color was just a 1 in 10. Yeah, it was.
So pretty easy to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here. Get into this. All right. That being said, on to the next one. Now, this one was interesting for me because I remember hearing about it, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together until I think it might have been Dan Kim over at the Dank Show on YouTube, one of the best YouTube channels. Go check it out. It's comics, everything. He's co-host over on Simple Man's channel on the Comic News Weekly show. And he talked about the writer of this book. And I looked a little more into it, and right as I'll be honest, like right as you see that title, you're thinking of a different clan right off the bat.
That's what I was.
Right?
I was thinking KKK.
Yeah, and so this the writer is Jean Luen Yang, and he did American Born Chinese, Boxers and Saints, The Terrifics, New Superman. He's a big creator that a lot of people are talking about that I've heard a couple of times, and so I'm just gonna play what they have about this, and luckily we're not monetized yet, so who cares if we get copyright strike. Let me show you what they say about it, because they say it probably the best. Let me go ahead and give you guys a little volume here.
What does copyright strike mean?
It means that it doesn't mean it's a strike against your channel. It means that if you are monetized, they can take that money during that period, like DC could, or whoever this
Okay.
you know what I mean? All right, here we go.
In 1946, the Superman radio show aired The Clan of the Fiery Cross, a story where the Man of Steel defends a Chinese-American family against a group of hooded racists. This story made me love Superman because I realized that he is the product of 2 different cultures, just like me. I'm Jean Luen Yang, and it's my hope that this story will inspire us all to rise up, up, and away.
Tune in tomorrow, same time, same station.
So
pretty
it is
interesting.
So it is the KKK.
100%, man, 100%. And when I first saw that he wrote that and that he was part of that, I was like, is this about something different? But no. And so it's pretty interesting to see maybe what his take is on that pretty interesting storyline. But it's been out for a while now, so people are able to say what they think of it. So if there's anybody else out there that is reading this, I want to know what you guys think about this. Superman Smashes the Klan. This is issue number 3 on here.
Yeah, so this was the last issue, and I'm guessing I would assume the print run would be way lower than the first issue. I never even heard of this book. I literally, if it wasn't for the DC logo looking like that, I would have thought this was like from like 15 years ago. I mean, I had no
Totally.
idea that it was only like 2 years old or whatever. But so yeah, this is a $45 book.
Wow.
This number 3 issue. So I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you might be able to find it though.
Gary
Double-
Hero too. I mean, that's Gwenpool's artist. Whenever I see that, my ears perk. I'm gonna have to grab this, man. This is gonna be worth reading.
Yeah, Double J. I was kind of alluding to that. Like, I didn't expect to see Jean Lun Yang, who also did American Born Chinese, have a take on the Ku Klux Klan. It's interesting. You know what I mean? It's not somebody you usually see have a take on the Klan. So, anyways, number 16 on the list, back to the Marvel character SpiderGwen, number 26. I have no idea what's going on here. Gwenom, are we talking Gwenom again?
Yes, this issue has something to do with Gwenom. I'm not sure exactly, and I don't know if you guys have ever tried to find some of these Spider-Ghost, Spider-Gwen books in the back issue bins. That they're pretty scarce. They've been picked through pretty clean. I try and find good covers of Spider-Gwen when I dig, and there's usually just not anything. There's usually like one issue in back issue bins. They're just not that easy to find. But this one's selling for like 15 to 20. So I'm not sure if it's just because of it being Gwenom. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Second print is like a ghost. I think it's like under 1,200 ordered by retailers. I'd keep my eye out on that one.
Yeah, I've never found
of this issue.
Never found it. I've looked for it. Yeah. This is right in the middle of the Gwenom run. These are fairly sought after books for sure.
Yeah, because she becomes Gwenom, I think, in what, 24, 25?
Yeah, 24. It's kind of a cameo, kind of a full, and then 25 for sure. And this keeps going.
Yeah, because I remember the debate was between 24, 25 online. Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's a Robbie Rodriguez cover. Some people like him, some people don't. He's definitely got a different style to him, for sure. But this almost kind of looks like, what's the issue where it's like where it is kind of like completely engulfing her?
And the Huck Lee one.
Yeah, or whatever. And this this looks like it's like maybe like half a step before it completely engulfs her.
A good one to look for, guys, or to our listeners, viewers, is issue 8. Robbie, and I'm not a Robbie Rodriguez fan. Nothing against him. He's hit or miss, just like Ben said. Perfect description. But issue 8, he did a 1 in 20 with Bengal, and though it's different, they're different, but for some reason they're really cool. So I definitely look for those too. So.
Excellent. All right, on to the next one. Spring number 2, another double take issue, another DeCall issue. Oh, what a interesting cover this is.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. What kind of keep doing with these DeCall covers or whatever. I mean, they're all kind of doing well. What's really funny is when this is actually blown up, I didn't realize that there was a head right there, like floating in the water. I didn't even notice that. I never even noticed that until just now, with it blown up on the screen. But it's kind of a crazy looking cover. It's selling for $35 now. These double take books were completely ignored for. I mean, did they even finish the series on some of these things? I mean, they basically.
No, a lot of them.
Shut the whole company down. So
Yeah, a lot of like I said with the book we're giving away tonight, the 5th issue was only put out in this book. So
yeah. So Rob Biller asked what the publisher. It's Double Take is the publisher.
I mean, they were part of like Take Two, right? I mean, they were tied into that video game company, a spinoff or something tied into Take Two, I believe.
Interesting.
I wouldn't imagine there's more than like 2,500 of these, right?
No, I think they're probably. I would say there's more than that because they were giving these things away like crazy back in the day. I mean, I don't think they're like Marvel or DC print runs by any means, but I would guess it's a little higher than that. I'll say this: there are some amazing artwork on their covers. I mean, go take a look. Right? They had 6 or 7 series, maybe. I'm just guessing something around that, and there's just some absolutely beautiful artwork on all of them. So if you like really cool artwork from artists maybe you don't know, give them a look. And there's another decal. There's the one that Bryan showed that we're doing the giveaway tonight, and then remote number 3, maybe one of the better ones. Just keep an eye out for it. I mean,
hold on, let me show that. That looks interesting.
This was all covered on the recent CBSI article. So, but
beautiful.
But this is one of my favorite decal covers, as honestly as well as the one that Bryan showed for the giveaway. Stunning. But this is before anybody knew who the hell decal was. But yeah, really stunning stuff.
Yeah, and they actually Diamond there towards the end was basically selling packs of these Double Take books where you get like 10 in a pack. So like if you go like on eBay or whatever, you can still find those packs, and they're like sealed packs that would have this in it, or whatever. It basically shows you which books are in it, but it's not like the old DCUs or anything like that. It's it's just they just basically probably took whatever they had left, shoved them all in packs, and said, "Here, Diamond, get something out of these." So there are multiple packs available of those that have like 8 or 10 of these random books out of their series or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I love when this happens, where it's like a something that you don't know about. A lot of people don't know about at the time, obviously, and you have to go search them out to find those, first appearances, those creators' firsts. A lot of cool, old school, independent publishers gave these great creators their start, and you can find some really cool. That's why I look through all of them. Those weird books that you find in those quarter bins that are like black and white. Just go a quick, skim through, see if you notice anything. It's worth it.
If it catches your eye, grab it, right? Because if it catches your eye, it could be something.
If it catches your eye, it's going to catch somebody else's eye, and then all of a sudden, if you get 20 people that it catches their eye, and they can't find it, then that's when those things jump in price.
Yeah. Well, speaking of decal, I do want to give a shout out to somebody who's brought decal to our attention, to a lot of ours attention, and that is our guest, Mr. Longshort. Make sure you guys go check out his Instagram page. Give him a follow. Ben, you've been doing a market report that is.
Yeah,
amazing.
I don't want to call it a market report. There's a lot of you guys who do market reports, but these are just comic. I'm just looking at I've been doing this for years, just scrolling through sales, and all of a sudden one day I decided to post them. And it's really stream of consciousness. I see something, and whatever's in my head when I see it, I just say it, right? So, don't take it personally. Don't take it the wrong way. If I think it's a ridiculous sale, I think I'm going to say it. But yeah, it's just I've been doing it for years, and then one day I just started posting them, and people seem to like it, so I kind of just keep going at it. So.
Yeah, it's really, really good, and I just for this, I mean, everything else is great and worth a follow, but trust me, guys, just for this, a lot of these little posts will brighten up your day and get you keen onto some books that you might not know about, and some sales that you might not know about, including this one. May 18th, Killmonger #2 sold for $250, guys. That's pretty awesome. So go find those cool Instagram follows. Long Short is one of them. We'll put his link in the description below, or I mean in the description below. All right, let's get on to the next one. Remember, we do have that book to give away later on tonight at some point during the show, so be active in the chat. The Nightbot is watching. Infamous Iron Man #2, and this is the Larry Stroman variant, but there are some really, really nice variants to this issue. Also.
Yeah, and this is not an incentive. I don't know if I'm sure there was probably some kind of qualifier or something. That's usually what Marvel does. But it does have Doom on the cover. But this is an $80 book. I don't know why it's an $80 book. That seems really, really high for a non-incentive, non-key book. Yes, it's got Doom on the cover, but is it like a wonderful cover? I don't think so, but I don't know. You guys tell somebody has to know something more on this than I do, because I surely don't know why.
Well, I just saw something about this, but then, or I thought I did, but then it was just somebody saying, "Why is this book hot?" So I have no idea either, because I don't like the cover. I know recently Hasbro released a toy that was basically being speculated of like an AI version of Stark. Like, that was like last year, and that rumor has died. So I don't know what would be into this book that we.
Well, that's in issue 1, the first AI Stark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't.
Sometimes
it
goes to the second book, But yeah,
see, now that says it's an incentive, but.
Was that the only spot available?
I think I know somebody that would know a little bit about this book.
The takeaway, though. What's going on? Oh, shit. What's going on? Let me get out of here.
Holy cow!
Crazy. Yo, yeah. I'm in the rain in Orlando. I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want y'all to know I'm watching the show. I love what y'all do. Everything is good. Yo, MegaCon was insane. Had a great time. I'm coming back to the friendly confines of NYC. I'm watching the Hot 10. Loving it. Yo, is that my man Long Short?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, baby? Yo, Jeff Cole is amazing dude, man. Great guy. I was just watching. Yo, fucking great. Dollar, what up, baby? Mikhail Stein, what up, baby? Yo, I'm here. I'm in the building. I just want to say what up and see how y'all doing.
All right, brother. Good to see you.
What's the next book? I'm here for a little second. I'm in the rain.
Well, we're talking.
I don't want to fuck shit up.
We're talking about the Larry Stroman Divided We Stand variant for Infamous Iron Man #2, which Ben said. What sold for $80 raw? Is that what it is?
$80.
Really?
Yes. But look how good that Raphael Albuquerque is. Good.
That's the Albuquerque, and that would be worth $80. But
the whole run had great covers.
Yeah.
The whole run had that's the one with the Riri one, right?
Let me see.
No. This is the first issue has the Ribic.
The first issue is right here.
Ribic, yeah.
Let me show you. No, it's not doing
it.
As
a matter of fact, I hate that cover.
Weren't those Divided We Stand covers? Weren't those all qualifiers? I think so.
Remember. I think so. Yeah. Hey, retailers, if you want to confirm that, or
I think Ultra might have talked about them before too.
The Divided We Stand. Yep.
Yeah. He does all those.
100%.
I think Ultra was talking about this book.
Is that why?
I think he was talking about on the Spec Matrix something about he had a really good Spec Matrix last week. I was impressed, and I believe this was one of them. And I had never heard of the character. It was a new character, so if I'm right, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to Laura, Mrs. Bird City. Make sure you guys go check out Bird City Comics.
Bird City in the building.
Laura, I need a twig, 8-bit. I'll even take it.
Yo, Dollar, say no more. I got you. Say no more. I got you.
Oh,
swear to God, I got you.
Oh, dude, I owe you.
Yes. Say less. Yo, I'm in the rain now. I'm gonna run back, get back to these beverages, man. Y'all just want to say what up, man. Love y'all to death. I'm out here.
I know. $80 raw for this one. Very interesting. But I love that Albuquerque, man. I might have to find that Albuquerque now. All right, next on the list.
Agree. Nice.
Bloodshot Salvation. This is a foil variant, right, Ben?
Metal.
Sorry, I should say metal. Yeah. 1 in 250.
The 1 in 250 metal. I I tend to take any Valiant sales with a grain of salt. But this did sell a 9.8 of this, which I would think as a metal book, a 9.8 would be pretty simple to have. But a 9.8 sold for double its previous high, and it sold for 1,000. Again, I take Valiant sales with a grain of salt, but it is what it is. I figured I would throw it on here because we haven't probably had a value book on here in a while, a long while.
You know what's funny is I'm definitely not a Valiant person. I don't know a lot about Valiant, and going through those comics, that new collection over at Jesse's shop, there was a big stack of Valiant in there, and I'm going through. I'm like, oh, this is this book, and she's like, no, you got to talk about this. I'm like, I don't even know what these are. You know what I mean? But sometimes you get lucky and you find a crazy one like this that sells for a ridiculous amount of money.
Bloodshot looks like Rocky Marciano after a fight in that picture, right?
Yeah,
I love it.
Pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Next on the list, this one's a weird one. Betty 101. Is this should be just because that Archie fans are degenerates, and this is a cartoon in a bikini.
Yeah, well, and it's technically a bondage cover.
Okay, yeah.
Now it's not a female bondage cover, but it is a bondage cover. So
surfing surfboard leashes. That's
nice. Yeah. But this one sold for $110 raw.
Wow.
So I know some people are like feel really odd about these books, but they do sell.
These are huge. I mean, there is a niche of collectors who just go crazy for these. This one has always been on the radar for people who kind of like these edgy Archie covers, for lack of a better term. But
you know who's one of the biggest innuendo collectors out there?
Gary?
Anna Love.
Oh, Anna. Oh, wow.
Anna Love is a huge innuendo collector, and I think at some point it just becomes about collecting your niche, right?
Yeah.
So totally. I get it.
I grabbed an Archie today, posted it on Instagram, and I'm surprised it's not one of the more sought after sort of innuendo covers, to be honest with you. It was Betty and Veronica applying for like a lifeguard position, and what did they say? Something like, "Oh, how are our forms?" And the guy's like, "They're fantastic, and your applications are good too," or something like that.
Yeah, I got it right here. That's interesting. Yeah. Our forms are filled out all right. Yeah. And so are your applications.
Yeah. I have always questioned, why did they make Betty or make this whole series based in high school? Because if it was college, I don't think anybody would think I think they'd probably be worth probably double or triple what it's just weird that they base this thing out of high school is what makes it so odd.
Yeah, but like Mr. Horsecock says, no kink shaming here. Not if we're gonna say your name, that's for sure. Next on the Almost 10, a really, really cool book that I'm gonna show you an even cooler image of in a second here, but just so you know the book, Yu Yu Hakusho, is that how you say it?
I guess.
Limited volume 1 of 5,000, but look at how it really looks. Wow, cool. That is nice. Beautiful.
It's a very, very strange. 5,000 is, they're serial numbered. Hey, Marvel, DC, Image, anybody, take a note. Look, right there, limited edition, stamped on the book. Can we try and get that worked out somehow so we can stop having these stupid arguments about these dumb books that are 300? Come on.
But could Marvel even? Can you produce a cover like that? Could Marvel do that on the toilet paper they use for covers now?
Come on, it's hey, and Lord of Brooklyn, I'm not shaming you at all because I've got some of those Betty books myself. So, but this right here is pretty cool. I don't know, man. I tell you, I see these books all the time, and I'm like, ooh, that probably is really good. And then I like look it up real quick, because I have no idea what they were, and it's like $3, and I'm like, oh, okay, that looked like it would be cool. I would have never thought this one would have been $700 raw. This exact book right here. So you can kind of see it's not really even in like pristine condition. I mean, there's some surface scratches, and it's $700 for a book that's serial number out of 5,000. So,
I've been trying to talk or work my way into getting maybe some type of variant made that utilizes the same type of process that the card companies have, you know what I mean? And that book kind of reminds me a little bit about it, but this one I saw the other day, and it's a Do You Poo variant, but it's got that lava type thing on it. Look at that Bowman has. If you guys, I don't know if you get it's, and so that was the first book I've seen that has that lava type refraction or refractor on comics, which is cool. But then I saw this. Look at this. It's an old school Superman book, and look how beautiful that refractor foil is on just those parts.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So our comic company, our comic companies were doing this. So obviously, we can do it now. We need to start seeing in our foil and metal variants for comics, we need to start seeing the same technology they use in card processes or like this. And you could do some really, really cool stuff, just like what was talked about last week on the foreign weekend with Josh and Rob. Those companies out in Europe, Panini, are doing those amazing foil variants that utilize this type of technology. They've been doing it for a long time. We need to start doing it here on, variants, exclusives, whatever, comics, just like, small publishers are doing, Marat Michaels is doing and stuff like that. Very, very cool. All right. That is the end of the almost 10. Thank you guys for hanging out, but don't leave yet. We still have the rest of the show, but before we leave, we're going to give away a book tonight, and we're going to do it with the friendly Nightbot. If you guys want to get in on this giveaway, post now in the live chat. Thank you for everybody that's hanging out live. This is the book we are giving away. Let me show you guys. Care of Jesse James Comics. This is a beautiful Jeff DeCall cover. They only made 500 of these. Rise, Sister's Keeper from Double Take. Here's the back. And issue 5 of this book only came out in this 1 in 500 trade. So very, very cool book that will be going out to, let's do it. Here we go. No, Laura doesn't get it. We'll give Laura one anyways, but I think Laura's down to pay it forward. So we're gonna roll it again. By the way, you guys, whoever the winner of this is, now you got to follow all of us on here, Jesse James Comics and Bird City Comics. Let's roll it.
Appreciate you guys.
Will Miranda, there you go, brother. Will, congratulations. We'll get this sent out to you. Yeah. And we appreciate everybody. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. The channel is very, very close to the goal of 1,000 subscribers. 827 subscribers right now, you guys. Thank you to the community. You guys have just been really amazing. And we appreciate you guys. And we appreciate all the retailers that rock with us and give us these cool giveaways. I think we gave away a book, something last week too, Ben, didn't we?
I don't know if we gave anything. I said I was going to. I said if we get to 1,000, as soon as my CGC order comes back, I'm giving one of those away live as soon as I open the box. So.
Yeah,
but you'll have to be subscribed and have your notifications on, because it'll only be people in the live feed on that. So
you can do a live unboxing of the grades too.
I am. I have. I can't even remember one, because I sent 75 books in. I can't even remember what books I sent. I remember a few, but not the overwhelming majority of them. But yeah, but I know that I do remember that I was, if they all grade out like they probably should, then it's gonna be epic unboxing for sure.
Nice. Well, I also want to shout out Popcorn Culture. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Richie's channel. 427 subs. Let's get him over 500. Come on, you guys. We got 136
show
here
yesterday too. Damn.
Yeah.
We had such a good show yesterday. It was like 2.5 hours. Bryan came on. We had Blue Green Artifacts, Tony, and we had Sam. You guys know him from Modern Comic Mayhem. He's also got a new channel with Kyle, and they are working on that one as well. What's that channel called again, Bryan?
That is called Thresholds of Reality.
Very cool.
Yeah, go check that out. Also, you guys, you can find me over on my channel. I got a big announcement coming soon, very, very soon, and you guys are going to be a big part of it. I think you guys are going to like where it's going. Some really, really cool news. So make sure to hit me up over there. And tomorrow night we have Modern Comic Mayhem that we start at 10 p.m. Eastern. So come check it out. All right, let's get into the rest of the list. Our Golden Age honorable mention. Damn it, Ben. Now you put up another book that I have to add to the Grail list.
This is not a Laura book either.
This
clearly
is so awesome, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen this. This is badass.
Oh my gosh, it's magnificent, isn't it? Yeah, so this is Ghostly Weird Stories 122. 5.0 sold for $4,300. But I swear when I first saw this, it looks like you can tell it's LB Cole, just because of the colors. But my thought process was this is almost looks like a Frazetta that LB Cole redid, like the motion of the dude getting like whatever, eaten alive by the
radiation or something.
It's his motion that looks like the way kind of Frazetta like did on those Buck Roger covers and stuff like that. It just has that same fluid motion on it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I love the planets in the background too, and the surface of the planet that they crashed on.
Oh, yeah. We just don't have covers like this anymore. I love these science fiction covers as well. I think the science fiction genre from the Golden Age is still massively underrepresented.
Yeah,
but this one's kind of got like like the horror, the horror feel with with it being science fiction. So it's kind of a crossover type thing.
Cool.
Yeah, that's badass. You know what's really kind of cool about it is to think about when it came out. Like just looking at this right now, it kind of gives you a feeling of dread. But back then when this came out and they knew nothing about like anything really, they were so afraid of nuclear war and all that radiation stuff. This had to bring an extra amount of dread to it at the time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's badass. So what one sold on auction this week or something?
Yeah, 5.0 sold for $4,300, which was an all-time high in, well, at least is what shows in GPA, all-time high in any grade. But there's not many of them. There's not many of them past a 5.0 anyway. So, but yeah, gorgeous cover, gorgeous cover.
Yeah, Cover Lover says Wally Wood and Steve Ditko released a 2-issue independent book in 1969. Heroes Inc. presents It's Slept On. Yeah, I've also that's a really cool book, but I've also seen like boxes of them and boxes of them. It's where one of the early Mark Jeweler advertisements ran. Really cool stuff. All right. Next on the list, our honorable mention, Secret Wars, and #1 on the list again. What's going on?
Yeah, so that Chung that was #1 last week is now selling for over $100. which is I mean, just insane, right?
Yeah.
But this is just the A cover. The A cover. There's has to be what 400,000 of these. I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to just be a billion of these things. It's selling for $25 to $35. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be stores still sitting on stacks of these where they didn't sell.
Yeah,
Bet you Diamond still has some left.
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean, this is.
Yeah, you make a good point. I was reading your thing, Ben, last week, and then this week you were spot on. It kind of reminds me of Secret Invasion #1. Like, why isn't that book going crazy? I mean, it's just it's nothing really key about it. It's just about, like, you know what I mean, a change in story arc or whatever. But I mean, if you're looking for this book, I don't suggest it. But if you are, I would just go for the McCone iterations of Miles on there.
I just
Here we go.
I just don't understand it. I mean, I don't understand how anybody's paying that kind of money for this book. I mean, just based on story, great. I mean, it may be the most wonderful story of all time, but it doesn't.
Here's my thoughts on it. I would understand this selling at that if that gorgeous second print wasn't out there. That's the Virgin. Because that to me is the cover. Those are the covers to get, those Alex Ross Virgin second prints.
Yeah, the
but
second prints are dope.
Because those are out there, I don't know why people are putting so much into this, considering on the speculation end. If people are just obviously buying it because they want to read about God Emperor Doom or something, cool. But on the speculation end, not with so many of them being out there. I mean, here's the #2. The third printing sold for $85.
What's the one with God Emperor Doom on it? Is it 2 or 4?
It's 4.
It's 4.
4,
Yeah. That one has a beautiful. Here it is, right here. This one has a gorgeous. The second print of this has a gorgeous.
Yeah, I've got it here somewhere.
2 is the first in the guts.
So here's the second print for #1 that I think is just beautiful. That's the one. Oh man, look how Alex Ross. It's crazy to say Alex Ross is underrated because obviously he's not underrated. He's underappreciated.
You know what it is? I don't know what it is, Bryan. I was thinking about him today, man. Are people like intimidated by him? I don't know why. Like,
yeah, I get that feeling too. Yeah,
like, why isn't he bigger than he is? I mean, his stuff is like on another planet, and it just feels like people don't chase his work the way they do some other artists. And
I mean, a lot of it has to do. I mean, he's been doing it now for 30 years, you know, and has been consistent the entire 30. I mean, like when you say, you know, like when you think, oh, everybody has a bad cover, he doesn't really have a bad cover. I mean, they pretty much are all really well done, but it's the look is so classic looking that I think it kind of I don't want to say it pigeonholes him into a spot, but some people just don't like classic look or whatever, and I think that may be what hurts him as far as like collectability type things.
Yeah,
but he has done so many different covers. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's had. I mean, I can't imagine how many covers he's had to do. But I mean, gosh, those Marvels covers back in the 90s were like some of the greatest covers ever.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing Iron Man now, right? I mean,
oh yeah, he was doing what, Captain America with Hughes before that too.
He's always got work, man.
Mortal Hulk.
Yeah, that Mortal Hulk cover, that one in, is it 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 500? That he really took off on Kirby, and it just beautiful. They're like in a galaxy or in space or something. Oh man, it's gorgeous. Here's the book you were talking about, Ben. Look how gorgeous this cover is.
Yeah,
this
I've
is
got it.
#4, second print.
I've got it back here somewhere. It is. It's so badass.
Is that his first cover? Because
don't know. It's great.
Yeah, first is in #2, so.
I believe this is the first cover. Why people are chasing this one? Yes, Richie.
Oh my God, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Aaron Yee, who is having some fun down in MegaCon with all our homies. Shout out to Hive Comics, who's also down there. Mel Ninth Wonder. Who else is down there? A lot of people down there. Illis Illuminati.
Phil
Chung
Chung's there.
Phil Lee.
Tony Southamavong's down there.
Yeah.
If you don't know who he is,
A lot of people.
A lot of people down there.
And speaking about Jeff DeCall, hopefully tomorrow we might get a chance to have you jump on and show us some cool Jeff DeCall stuff. We'll see what happens. Ultra is down there.
And seriously, speaking of DeCall, I've been mentioning this last few weeks. Van Denby's article did drop today on Comic Book Invest. He's got a DeCall interview with it, and then he basically highlights dozens and dozens and dozens of covers on there. So definitely go over to the website and check that out and make a comment. I'm not gonna fish for comments or anything like that, but I don't think you guys realize when I write an article or when anybody else writes an article and it gets put on a website, the analytics and stuff show how many people read it and that type of stuff. Great. But I don't think you guys realize that just having those comments, last week there was dozens of comments that were just smashing me. I mean, just crushing me, because the whole list was variants, and that's fine. I would rather you comment, even if it's trashing me, than not comment at all, because at least I'm getting some kind of feedback. So if you go over, read Van's article, if you love it, just put a 2-word great job or something. If you hate it, or say, oh, you missed this or whatever, do that too, because I'm just telling you that if you've never written an article for a website and you write it and you get no comments at all, you have no idea did anybody actually read this? Did it suck? Was it great? I have no idea. I got no feedback whatsoever. Just if you read them, just put a little quick, it takes like 2 seconds, put a little comment in there. It's hugely appreciated. I mention all the time, even if it's a crappy comment, I like it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me. If you want to call me out and tell me that I'm selling all these books on the side market, please tell me that too. But I will shoot you down when I throw facts at you. So
that's right. That's right. And I don't mean to get angry inside, but it kind of makes me a little furious because I know this person. I've been working with him on this show for almost a year, and he is not a pump and dumper. This guy does not lie. And I don't like some of the things he says, but but hey, he is very stern and he's very honest. And that's why I love doing the show, besides other reasons.
There we go. Amen.
Exactly, Jay.
All right. On to number 10, Elektra Black, White, and Blood, number 4.
I like this.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is the Kevin Eastman 1-in-25 variant, and that doesn't look like Kevin Eastman, so I like it.
It is a little different for Eastman. This one is selling for like 40 to 50, but I'm going to be 100% honest because, the dollar loves it when I'm honest. The number 2 issue, the Smallwood variant, which is also 1-in-25, is far superior to this and is selling for less than $10. So
really?
if you're spending 40 or 50 on this, I would highly suggest dropping in an extra $10 and picking up that Smallwood because it's really good. It's a really good cover.
Proves my point. I don't like all the things he says. Right there. There's one of them. I own 2 of these. Thank you, Ben. No, but yeah, I mean, I like this cover. I thought McClay brought up a good point. It doesn't really look like Eastman, but it does kind of at the end when you just kind of take it in, you get that Eastman kind of vibe. But it doesn't really look like him at first. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mag Daddy says it looks like Art Adams, and I agree though. With the oversized eyes, kind of the roundish looking face, facial features and stuff like that. It does kind of look like it, but you're right. You guys are all right. This does not look like Eastman. Other than maybe her fingernails. That's about Eastman. Other than that, It doesn't really look like Eastman, but Eastman's got his followers though. I mean, pretty much whenever he does cross over and do something non-Turtles, people buy him up.
Oh yeah.
Do you think
same thing with Sakai?
Do you think there's any Eastman fans out there that are not Turtles fans?
Good question, man. Let us know, guys.
I feel like
I want to know. I want to know.
I feel like that's a question that is about the same answer as, are there more doors or wheels? I don't know. How you ever going to know?
Number 9. Next, what did you say how much this was going for?
This one's selling for like 40 to 50.
Nice.
So almost double ratio.
Nice. Number 9. The reason we had the other League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, we have the first League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This is number 1 from Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill. And there's a little bit of rumors going around, Deadline reporting that we might have a reboot for this. And thank God if it's true, because one of the worst things that ever happened, even though that movie wasn't terrible, it needs to be what's in this. One of the greatest scenes in all of comics history comes out of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and I want to see that scene on screen somewhere. And that is the Invincible Man eating scene, which is horrendous. But if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go read League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You'll love it.
Yeah, I mean, I have my doubts that I'm huge Sean Connery. I don't think anything Sean Connery's ever done has really sucked. But if Sean Connery can't make a movie of this worthy, then I'm not sure anybody can. And I certainly don't know if it's going to be on Hulu or whatever they decided to put it on, or whoever's picked that up. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to have an option or a budget large enough for something like this to make it worthwhile. I wouldn't think, but
yeah. Number 1 of the issue starts you off. You guys can go buy the trades for this too. Really, really good. And they really need to try and put this version on the screen. I know Alan Moore is kind of he's he's a genius, and we love him a lot, but boy does he hate us. You know what I mean? Like, he does not like comic fans. And
he's a chronic self-loather, man. I love him and hate him at the same time, man.
Yes, because you just want an Alan Moore autograph on your Swamp Thing, and he won't do it. All right, this is selling for $50 raw.
Yeah, it's back up to 50. Yeah, I mean, it's again. I mean, who knows who's actually buying these? I can't. When books have been this easy to obtain for years and years and decades, I just have a hard time believing there's any kind of sustainability with a book like this. Now, again, I mean, it's a great read, and you should be, everybody should probably have this series in their collection. But just because they got a media deal for a reboot doesn't mean that you should be paying 3 times what it was last week.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. On its own, it should be a $50 book. I'll say that maybe, but
historically, I think it's an important, especially from America's Best Comics. I mean, they actually put out several different good titles.
Tom Strong.
Yeah, the Tom Strong and the what was the other one? I guess slipped my mind.
Supreme? No, not Supreme.
Was it Promethea?
Yeah, Promethea. Yes. Yeah. Alan Moore's Promethea. Yep.
Prometheus.
Yeah. Yeah, Promethea. Yeah, that was really
good.
So
it does have its place as far as like important, stories and stuff. So I mean, like I said, I think everybody should have it. But they shouldn't just be paying a premium just because it's going to get rebooted by Hulu.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it's good. Hopefully, it'll turn it into even higher. All right, number 8 on the list, a beautiful cover. Oh my God, Stanley Lau. Jesus, Art Germ killing it, just continuing.
He's
1
back.
in 50. New Mutants number 25 at the 8 spot.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since he's had a cover that's actually done well. I'm not really sure, why Marvel let this one by when they've kind of shot down other covers from other artists and stuff like that, but they did. It's selling for $80 to $90. There's a 1 in 100 version of this same cover. It's selling for about $170. So both covers are selling for about almost double ratio. I would suspect that New Mutants is, because there's a ton of variants for this, and I think is there store variants for this as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
So
so,
for so if there's store variants, I mean, this is not going to be super rare, but it's
one of Archer's best recent pieces, though. I feel like he's been stuck in a rut for so long, like doing attractive work, but almost the same kind of cover over and over again. Like the perspective on this one, like he hit it out of the park on this one. I think this is really well done.
Yeah, I think this in the Strange number 1. I think he did like a Virgin or something.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
For 2022, those were his covers.
Yeah, beautiful, man.
Yeah, Chad Cave said her core strength is unrivaled.
Oh yeah, her stomach looks just like mine.
Yeah, it's a good cover. All right, number 7 on the list. So is a Micah. Ooh wee, this is beautiful, gorgeous. I love it. And if you're in MegaCon, go get it signed. Number 7.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
What makes me sad, and this makes me old too, is that anybody probably born in the last 25 years probably doesn't even know that this is like a Polaroid. They probably don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I know. You're right. Well, no, hold on. To be honest, a lot of Polaroids made a comeback. Like it's one of the cool things to do. These young kids are into it. So
In
maybe
the Polaroids, really?
Yeah.
They came out with another round of the cameras. I mean, of the
Yeah.
Oh, so we always do circle back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, somebody had mentioned earlier that this looks more like a Hughes cover than that Alice Ever After cover.
Well, listen, I think that one of the things that we've always, or I know I've always said that I like about Souza Micah is she has that Hughes look, but with that shine. Like her shine and her lighting and is she's got that little sparkle. You know what I mean? That Hughes doesn't have. She has that really soft Hughes like face look. The art is stellar, but she gives that shine on it, the little sparkle that ooh. And when she has a really, really good design element to the cover like this, it's a home run every time to me.
Yeah, she killed it on this one. What's this selling for right now, Ben?
This is selling for 70 to 75, so it's a 1 in 25. So it's
I thought it'd be
I
more.
would be careful on that. I mean, it's a great one to have, but there are a bunch of store exclusives on this. 3, 4, 5, maybe. I mean, they're more than. If you think about the book where she kind of broke big on issue 39, I don't think there was a single store exclusive for that, and that's almost come down to this price right now. And I think there's going to be a lot more of these floating around there. So if you like this, you want it, it might be worth waiting on this one. Just wait it out a little bit. I think you'll be able to pick it up a little bit lower than where it's going for right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is
Decent cameo too in the book, in the guts.
It's gorgeous. It's definitely worth picking up in my opinion.
Hey, I'm just reading these comments and I'm just super people are saying people will take photos and then have the people they took the photos with sign them like this. Like I didn't even know that was a thing. But now I want to do it. Now I want to do it. Like I don't want these other things signed. I want a selfie signed with them.
Yeah. What podcast is it? I think it's Logan Paul's podcast. Every guest they have on the show, they have them take a selfie of and then sign it and put it on the wall. It looks super dope.
Oh my gosh, I'm so old. I had no idea that was going on. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, all right, on to number 6. Angela is back in the hot comics, it looks like. What do we have going on here? We got Angela, Queen of Hell, number 6. A beautiful cover. It is a beautiful cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last issue, or I think it's the last issue, maybe the last or second to last issue in this little tiny series or whatever. First meeting with Jane Foster Thor. She's on the cover. It's one of these meetup books. I don't know if it's really that big of a deal, but somebody must think that it is, because $75 for this is crazy, right? That's
Yeah. Steve Horner and I were talking about this book a year ago, saying, you know what, this if she shows up in Thor, this book could absolutely rip. It's crazy to see it at these prices. These meetup books, in my opinion, like, they are a thing for a little while, and they're great to spec on in the short term. They don't seem to hold their value particularly well over the long term. So, I mean, if you can spec on one of these kinds of books and sort of get there before the market does, I think you can do well on a flip. It doesn't feel to me like they always hold up the best in the long term, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. They don't really just. I mean, even these two characters. I mean, you're going to have Angela, who's going to be an offshoot character. This Jane Foster Thor, I don't think is going to last past this one movie. So I don't even think it's really that big of a thing either. But I would say that I will say this Angela Queen of Hell series is very low print, and there are a few variants, like incentive variants and stuff. I would be looking for those books rather than this if you're going to spend them. If you're looking at like Angela type stuff.
There's a hip hop for this, for issue number 1, right? I think that's pretty cool, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's take a quick look here. Let's bring it up.
Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I can't remember which issue, but I know there's a Sienkiewicz Angela cover out of this series, but I don't remember which issue.
All right, here we go. Angela, Queen in Hell. Let's take a look. One of my favorite websites here.
Oh, is that a Tedesco cover? Oh my gosh, that's magnificent.
Here's number 1.
Point.
Yeah.
And if you're not buying Tedesco covers, holy cow, you're way behind the curve. That dude is ridiculous.
And then the incentive is a beautiful Stephanie Hans variant. Look at those dope skulls.
So it wasn't a hip hop on this one. I swear there was a hip hop.
There might
orders
be
by retailers are at 14.6.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, these covers are gorgeous. I mean, they're just gorgeous.
That, Ben?
What was that?
Richie's
Comicrons are reporting
14.6. Here's number 4. I can stay away from that, but that's not terrible. I mean, it's a good cover.
Oh yeah, so JJ says, and they missed it here on your thing here, that Sienkiewicz's issue number 3 was it?
Oh, they didn't show it. They
didn't show it.
Okay.
Yeah. So there wasn't on there, but there is a hip hop for this. I knew there fucking was.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a qualifier too.
Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah, so you may have to go to like My Comic Shop or something like that. Which, hey, speaking of, while Brian's searching for this, congrats to My Comic Shop for picking up
Steve
Borak. Yeah, that was a big pickup.
Isn't the hip hop for issue 1?
Yeah, for issue 1. I'm almost. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that Tedesco first 1 cover is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
There we go.
Why don't you think Jane Foster Thor's gonna make it past the movie, Ben? Is just gut feeling, or
Hemsworth is too big. Too big. There's no way that they're going to be able to pass him aside, and especially for her. I don't hate Natalie Portman, but she's kind of a bland actress in my opinion. She doesn't really do it that much for me. But
I mean, she's been around for a while. I think they're going. I mean, take her out in the storyline too. Not that I want that, but I think they will. I think they'll end it with her. But
so no champions then, huh?
I would like her to stick around. I think Jane Foster Thor is cool, but I think this is a one and done. But we'll see. Could be totally wrong.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna get too cynical on it like I've done in the past, but Marvel's got to do some major. They've got to pull off a couple wins here ASAP. So,
Yeah.
All right, number 5, Frizen back in the list, and a lot of people are talking about the series. They really like this series. That's Grimm. This is the 1 in 100 Frizen variant, and
It's
I don't
weird.
know.
It's weird. Last week we all kind of questioned it, and we're like, this is probably just going to be one and done. It's probably going to come back down. There's probably a bunch of them out there. It's a boom, title, blah blah blah, and it's now almost a $200 book. I mean, so it went from like barely over like 110 up to almost 200 this week. So, what do I know? Not much.
Well, there's that one foil or one variant for number 1 that I want to bring up. I want to look at sold listings on the rest of the issues. Did they look like the rest of the issues were selling?
I didn't really notice the other ones.
Let's see here. There was a beautiful one. And if it's the foil, I really, really hope it is. Let's take a look here. All right. Let me get rid of the comment there. Grimm number 1 variant. For that. What the hell? There it is. There's that one where it's from a side view and the scythe is like a pinkish almost. And if that's the foil, then I'd be what am I doing? I just need to go League of Comic Geeks, right? Like the person said. On the fly, you guys, on the fly. This one right here. This is beautiful. It's the 1 in 50. That is gorgeous. To me, that's the book. I don't know what it's selling for. We'll have to take a look. Yeah, man. Absolutely beautiful. So let's take a look here.
Stein. Brie Larson won an Oscar too. Great point.
Hey, Brian, I don't know. Can you blow up that whoever that is commenting?
The AOA? Yeah. AOA said that?
No,
yeah.
Sexy
get
girls.
Rid of them. Yeah, let me get rid of them. There we go. They're gone.
Cool.
All right, here we go. Don't see very many of them, or it's just a weird search term. There it is. Yeah, it's selling for $50. So it's Del Mundo. You can get them half that. So yeah, I would be picking up that 1 in 50. It's a much better cover.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, much better cover than me. But Frizen's got her fans, and she should. She's amazing. She's unreal. So is she down in MegaCon?
I didn't see that anybody was saying that she would be there, but
yeah, Sands Group likes the 1 in 100. Yeah,
she's very nice in person.
Oh yeah, sweetheart. All right, number 4. This had me thinking of yesteryears, right? When this list back in the day, the con variants were all over the list, and it reminds me like cons are back again, and it kind of feels good. It feels good that some of these variants are starting to show up on one, because it reminds me of, back in the day when this list was, full of these con variants. And it also is exciting because it tells me that cons are back up and running again. And that's a good feeling. So number 4 this week, the Hulk number 6 Clayton Crane MegaCon variant.
Yeah, this is okay. So this is kind of the same issue that we had kind of last week with these, people buying these and paying big money for what you would assume is probably not really that rare. Just because it's a con variant doesn't mean that it's only got 500 copies or 300 copies
Right.
or 100 copies or anything. I mean, especially, I mean, now if it was a do you poo, you know, that's something different. You know, that's Bryan's specialty. So, but yeah, so I mean, this is Hulk number 6. So I mean, it's still a Marvel book, so it's still the print run would still have to fall under Marvel's guidelines.
3,000.
Yeah, so just because they're selling it at MegaCon and they only brought 500 copies or whatever they did,
Right.
doesn't mean that there's only 500 copies. And just because
Hold
you
on.
can't get it at the con doesn't mean that it's
Isn't there Marvel variants like that J. Scott Campbell Black Cat variant? That was a Marvel variant that they only sold at cons?
I don't know. This one is not this is not an actual. This is not technically a con variant.
It's
though.
not. Okay.
This is sold by a retailer. This is not sold by Clayton Crane. When I saw this, I thought initially that it was a Clayton Crane, like Clayton Crane had his own booth or something.
Right.
But this is not this was being sold by a third party.
Okay.
But
oh
yeah,
man, that's kind of a bummer because that's what I was, you know, back in the day and used to go to the con. The con had 5 variants that, you know, 5 or so variants that you could buy. They were only available at that con. You know, there was only a couple, you know, 500 to 1,000 of them, that type of thing. That's what I was hoping this is. And it's not. That's a bummer.
Yeah. But this is selling for over $110. I mean, it's like $110, $125 for this thing. I don't hate Crane books. I don't really like this one.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean,
it's not bad. It's not bad, but I hear you. It's not my favorite Crane. That's for sure.
But yeah, like I said, I just hesitate with these. Okay, so you said he's sharing a booth with a retailer, so that's again. I just caution anybody on these exclusives to really be. I don't want to say tight with your money, but just because it's pretty easy to hype these things up. I mean, it really is. You can artificially hype these store variants because they can control these. I mean,
store exclusives. I think we really need to be better about calling them exclusives and not variants because I think we need to think of the variants. Well, maybe we need to just say exclusives and ratio variants. You know what I mean? Instead of just calling it variants. I want to separate the two because I feel like that word variant holds a little bit of more weight to it because we think it's maybe rarer because we think of the ratio variants, that type of thing. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way? But I think we need to just make sure we call them exclusives instead of.
And honestly, I mean, if they're printing through, I just don't understand why. I mean, it's pretty obvious talking to retailers that, I mean, it's the same print run every single book, so it's not like it's not known or anything like that. I don't know why you would not just be open and honest about it up front, but I mean, it just. I don't know. It just, I think it needs to be fixed. I think Marvel and DC and Image and probably even some of the smaller retailers really need to rethink not rethink the how they're doing it because honestly, a lot of these store covers are awesome. And I mean, they're just great to have. But these things really need some kind of hard numbers behind them to sustain the hobby, not just now, but 10 years from now, 15 years from now. We really need hard numbers on some of this stuff. You can't just be randomly printing stuff off. I mean, that's pretty much why Rags, tanked, is because the publishers is like, I'm just going to start printing a bunch of books. Well, then nobody wants it. So don't do that. Make it. I'm not saying fake scarcity, but just be honest. I mean, if there's only 85 of these out there, then that's a cool thing. That makes it collectible.
I hate it when I hate when these guys pretend that it's rarer than it is, and they're sitting on boxes of. There's a few stores that are pretty bad actors in the space, and But I agree. I mean, they could be doing some really, really cool stuff with these books, and just be upfront on what the numbers are, because if they're getting 1,000 and 3,000, let's say 1,000 for the version, 3,000 for the trade dress, and then you've got a pile of damages in there, just be upfront with how many are available roughly. I mean, rather than have people guess. I don't think that's fair if you're asking people to pony up, $50 for for the set or something like that. They need to be upfront with the buyers.
Yeah. Another thing I will say that trumps everything is if you like it, get it. Ultimately, if you like it, get it on the buyer's side, but on the retailer and the production side, I agree 1,000%. We need to start having some of these lower print runs, because let's be honest, some of these store exclusives, more than half of the print runs end up sitting in diamond boxes in somebody's warehouse, So I don't want to see that happen. I don't want it to be like that. Where's that building is? I think it's in Detroit, where you go in and it's all the old school baseball cards or hockey cards and stuff, and it's just they're still in there and the pallet loads, and they just got left behind because they printed so much they bankrupted the hobby at the time.
Hey, if Hakusho can serial number his books, then there's no reason that Marvel cannot serial number these store exclusives.
Great point. And that being said, number 3 on the list, another similar book, but here we go. Here's the homage hate from McClay. I kind of like this one.
Hey, if 300's been done 87 times, you might as well start doing 301, right?
Yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like it. Clayton Crane, The Amazing Spider-Man, #1 MegaCon variant. So both these books are 110 plus. Number 3 book, number 3 on the list, and number 4 on the list, The Hulk and The Amazing Spider-Man, 110 plus on the secondary market. Which, yeah,
I just want to see them, if they're going to keep doing homages of prior books, I just want to see them pick some random crappy cover that's like the worst ever and homage that.
Do it
like
good.
Yeah, and just make it so much better or something like that. Why on earth do you have to just keep doing this same cover over and over and over?
Yeah, because I mean, honestly though, I think there's an embedded collector base. That's the reason. It's lazy as hell. And this one actually comes off all right, but I just think there's so many people who just buy them, the Spider-Man #1s or the ASM 300s, and it's just like every time one comes out, they just stick it in their collection. So they're going to move a few hundred books just because of that. So, but I agree. And if you think about, so what was the Daredevil homage that came out of nowhere, right? It was from the Marvel Age book, the Electro one.
Yeah, Marvel Age 35 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that book hit right out of the park. I don't think it had ever been homaged before. And that thing was an absolute home run. And now Maleev just did an homage to it for one of his books. So it's become a thing, but like nobody ever homaged that book before. It works.
You're 100% right. I've been saying it for a long time that I think that it's cheesy to do an homage variant unless you can pull off something that makes you go like, oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Not doing these Amazing Spider-Man 300s, Spider-Man #1s is not gonna help unless you pull off something awesome, and that's very, very rare nowadays. And it also is making people hate the homage book. They're like, oh man, another fucking homage. And that's when you start asking, how many damn covers does this book have that they have to just put on these throwaway homage covers that don't sell? So, yep. $110. All right, number 2 on the list. Oh, let's get into some more fun here.
Oh, geez.
Here we go. Daredevil #25. Oh, the She-Hulk trailer came out, and we kind of went through it on the Wednesday night show on my channel the other night, and we stopped on all the little cameos in this, and there's this character in there that kind of looks like this Frogman guy, and all over social media, all over Instagram, all over the apps, all over the comic speculation world, they've been talking about this. So here we have Daredevil number 25, the original run, not the original run, sorry, the Marvel run from the Silver Age. And yeah, is this the dad or is this the character?
This is the dad. This is
Okay.
the leapfrog dad guy that was the villain. So yeah,
Yeah.
which all right, if it I mean, we're talking about the She-Hulk show that I would tend to think that has a bunch of people worried because the CGI looked so iffy. I mean, think of every other Disney Plus show that's come out and where we've had, like these secondary characters that are like making like their first. So what was the guy in Captain and Winter Soldier that was going to take over
John Walker,
No, not
U.S.
John
agent.
Walker.
Okay.
No, the other one that was like the fighter pilot or whatever that was going to take over.
Joaquin
Torres.
Yeah. So everybody was like, "Oh, great! He made an appearance in there." And has anybody even thought about that character in the last 4 months, 5 months? Probably not one of not one of us has even considered that character again. You could go pretty much in every single show that Disney Plus has put out, and they've had these characters, which is great, but nobody cares. So why would you now think the leapfrog would be
The
one?
leapfrog is going to be the one, Ben. It's going to be the one.
That's it.
Frogman, leapfrog, whatever. It reminds me of Judo Master from freaking Peacemaker, doesn't it?
It's just I think that the series that we're going to get is going to be a campy, funny series, and I think that that's what they're doing. These are just going to be, you remember there was that Marvel series that was going to be about the people who clean up the wrecks when the superheroes come and fight, and that was supposed to be a show on TV, and that series kind of sold. I think this is that type of thing where it's just like a total comedy type thing,
Yeah, there's probably going to be a ton of characters that just make really random brief appearances in the show, and I wouldn't.
You know who needs to show up though more than anybody? Star Fox. We need to get Star Fox on this episode. If you guys know the story of Star Fox,
I don't think Disney's going to be doing that.
I don't think they're going to be doing that. No,
Funny you brought that up.
Yeah.
I did a full presentation on She-Hulk along with Punisher. I'm going to try to upload it on my channel. I downloaded it and I edited it, so I'm going to try to premiere it tomorrow. So tune in.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, there's a couple of books that are heating up with this Daredevil book, and they also reprinted it, right? Didn't they reprint this in Marvel 2-in-1 or something like that? The same issue. I'd be interested to see if that's selling too. But $50 to $75 raw, which you say is about 2 to 3 times more than it usually gets. I feel like this should be just a cool book because it's an early Daredevil book, not because of this character. But hey, spend your money on what you spend it on, and if you have one, sell it. Make some money. Number 1 on the list, even more Frogman fun. Here we go. Marvel Team Up 121. Oh boy, this was a lot of people talking about this book last week.
Yeah, so this is the son. This is the Frogman, which I saw. I read an article, and it showed like a picture of Frogman standing next to like these other characters, whatever. And the little blurb that was talking about Frogman was like, "This character has no abilities. This character is just here for show," or something like he's literally like a literal throwaway character.
Yeah.
And this book went from like 10 to 15 raw to 50 plus raw, and a 9.8 sold for $550 of this thing. Like,
Jesus Christ.
I'm so confused.
So here's your character, Frogman, Eugene Patillo.
Ooh, Hoppity Hooper. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, reminder of people for this She-Hulk series, right? It's 9 half-hour episodes, right? So a character may show up and get 7 minutes of screen time, and that's it. I'm not saying that's the case with Frogman. Maybe Frogman is the character that ties the whole series together. I'd just tread lightly with this kind of stuff.
Well, this will be interesting to see if this gets a even bigger bump because of Frogman being in this.
That stupid book still makes no sense.
I just picked up a Mark Jewelers of this for $42.
Wow.
Probably not a bad score.
It's on the way here.
Yeah. Is it in good condition?
The guy said 8.0, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Very
cool. So was it did Lord of Brooklyn sell that because he said he gave a buyer a bargain at $550? So was that his book?
that sold at $550? It might have been. Let's see.
I don't know.
Let's see here. Hopefully.
It's just crazy. I mean, you really, again, I never play the you should buy this, not that stuff, because I say buy whatever you want. If you want to spend $550 on this, have at it. I'm sure I've spent $550 on some things people will be like, what? Like, I just spent $1,800 on tires. So, so, that is what it is. But that's a lot. I mean, $550 on a character that is probably never, ever. I mean, what's the percentage that this character is ever going to be anything more than a one-off? I mean, 99%. I mean, I mean, like 99%, 98%. I mean, there can't be. I mean, you think about it. I mean, even like throwaway characters from like Hawkeye. I mean, like, Pizza Dog. Like everybody loved the Pizza Dog, but the Pizza Dog's not going to have his own show.
It was just the dog.
It's just just a dog. That's it. But everybody loved him. But
the lottery ticket is that the character hits hard, right? The fans love it and demand that Marvel do a Frogman standalone Disney Plus series. I put those odds at less than 0.001%. But they exist.
Book it, baby.
You're saying it could happen.
So there's a chance.
Look at this. I mean, man, a book that probably this sold all the time, but this book probably never sold is now rocking for $550 at a 9.8. There you go.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Sexy Bot's back.
Yeah, there you go, you guys. That is the Hot 10 list. It is another Russian bot, so drink. And that being said, I want to remind everybody to make sure to check all the links in the descriptions. Check out everybody on Whatnot, Mellow Fellow Trading, Ben Stein, me, Dollar, Mighty Mel V, and make sure you guys go check out Long Short on IG. Great show. Thank you, every 160 live viewers. Congrats to Will Miranda on this great win. Hit me up, Will, on IG so I can get your information over to Jesse James Comics. And thank you, Jesse, for that giveaway. And we'll see you guys next time. Adios.
Later, guys.